Hi you guys, Erin here. Today, sharing some information with you about a very magical potion. And also just to talk about some things. I've had a really extremely challenging past 6 months, 8 months, something like that. My mom got very sick last year with dementia and Alzheimer's, and I mean it really had been sort of coming on for quite some time, but she was not somebody who would really accept help. So things really sort of spiraled out of control about mid last year, and see if I can get through this without crying. She passed away. She passed away at the end of last year, and it's taken me some time to recover from that and to get myself back out there in the world. It was actually kind of a beautiful ending of her life here. Once she really got to the point where she couldn't take care of herself at all, she had to surrender to some help. And my siblings and I, when she was prescribed hospice care, and we decided to keep her at home, and my siblings and I really kind of stepped up to the plate, and we were her caregivers. Of course, there were nurses that came between 2 and 4 times a week, but the reason I'm talking about all this is because it kind of plays a little part in what I want to talk about today. So, what I want to talk about is this very magical potion that I have been using pretty much every single day for probably about 2.5 years now. I learned about it years before that, but wasn't in a position to really start experimenting with it. And about 2.5 years ago, I really got to dive into this stuff, and it's just a complete and utter game changer. And that is something called ORMUS, standing for Orbitally Rearranged Monatomic Elements. Okay, and I know that abbreviation doesn't exactly line up, and I'm not sure why, but it's supposed to stand for Orbitally Rearranged Monatomic Elements. Okay, and it can be made with all different kinds of elements, with salts and copper, and what I have fallen in love with is ORMUS Gold. Okay, so I'll hold off on that. So my experience with ORMUS started when I was very, very sick with Candida overgrowth. If you guys don't know or haven't seen pictures, just do a quick internet search for Erin Wage Candida, okay? And you will see that I looked like a zombie walking around with the face swollen out to here, blisters, and it was awful. And that was when I got on this whole healing kick and started learning about plant medicine and yada yada, so on and so forth. And ORMUS is one of the things that I was, researching. And sort of unfortunately, I managed to get my face clear before I really got to experience ORMUS. It would have been interesting to know what would have happened if I got my hands on ORMUS a little earlier in the game, but I didn't. But what I have discovered with ORMUS is that it's got incredible healing properties, especially this ORMUS Gold, okay? And that's really what I'm going to talk about today, is the ORMUS Gold. Okay, so just a few examples as to what I have personally experienced with this ORMUS. One of the first things where I actually really got to see what was going on, I was like, holy cow. I got a really bad cat scratch right here, and it was like 3 very clear, distinctive, deep cuts from my neighbor's cat. And so what I decided to do, because I've been using ORMUS on my face, and it's it's like a beauty serum. I don't know. It's used for so many different things, but I knew it could be good for healing, especially on the skin. So what I did was I took ORMUS, and it comes in a little tincture bottle like this, okay? And you can see it is clear. This is the best ORMUS in the world right here. It's clear, okay? So I would take ORMUS and put it on the lower scratch. I don't know, probably, I mean, it was no real consistency to it, but on average about 2 to 3 times a day. Just one little drop, I'd swipe on the bottom cut, and then the middle like the middle swipe, scratch swipe, I would just put ORMUS on like every couple of days, and then the one on top, I didn't put any ORMUS on. And I'm telling you, I wish I would have taken pictures. I really wish I would have taken pictures, but I didn't, and I'm sorry. But the one on the top took almost 3 weeks to heal. The one on the bottom that I was putting ORMUS on every, 2 to 3 times a day or whatever, it healed in less than a week. It was like 4 days, and it was healed. And I was just going, whoa, wait a minute, this stuff actually really is doing something. And so that's when I just, started using it more regularly, applying it to my face. And I have been through some incredible stress over the past year. I can't even go into it. Just incredible amounts of stress. And when I'm stressed out, my face breaks out. I have an autoimmune disorder now due to that candida overgrowth, and I've just got to be on it with taking care of myself. So throughout all of that, this complete disastrous stress, I didn't get one breakout on my face. Not one. Okay? Now, my mom, when she became bedridden, she was developing bed sores. And bed sores happen when you can't get up and walk around, when you're just laying in one position, for long periods of time. And of course we would rotate her and, do all the things you're supposed to do for bed sores, but they're extremely challenging to heal, okay? Especially for somebody who was in her state, who was, on her way out of this realm. So I decided to put ORMUS on her bed sores. And I mean, amongst other things too, I was cleaning it with iodine, and I'd also clean it with colloidal silver. I would just stay on it with, taking care of them. But it wasn't until I started using ORMUS that her bed sores were healing. And the nurses were like, what are you doing? How are you doing this? How are you healing your mom's bed sores? It was really just pretty miraculous. Okay, now furthermore, my cat is 17 years old, and he's a very independent outdoor cat that likes to, guard the property. He must have gotten a cat fight and ended up with a really gnarly abscess on his lower back. And so what I did was I waited for the abscess to open, which it did. I knew it was going to open. I was watching it very carefully. So the thing opened up, and I actually cleaned it with medicinal mushroom tea. We can go into that in another video, but I cleaned it with, I would do actually hot compresses with a combination of agarikon and turkey tail tea. Hot compresses with that, and then I would put activated charcoal on it. I would actually make a little activated charcoal tincture. I would put water and charcoal together and put a few drops of the charcoal tincture on his abscess wound to help draw out, I hate to say it, but the pus from his abscess. And then I would, I'd let that sit for, an hour or so, and then I would clean that off, and I would put a couple drops of ORMUS on his abscess. And the thing has healed beautifully, okay? Abscesses are a pain in the butt to try and heal on a outdoor cat, okay? So I really could just go on and on and on about the wonderful experiences that I've had with ORMUS. It is incredible for healing anything on the skin. Now, it goes a little further than that. When I was really kind of going through this very emotional, stressful situation with my mama, I would find myself exhausted, extremely exhausted. And so that was really the first time, actually not the first time, but I had had an experience prior to this where I found ORMUS as working as kind of a stimulant. And so that's what I with this one experience I had in the past, I decided, you know, with just this exhaustion, I didn't want to drink coffee. Coffee's no bueno, right? I didn't want to be taking in plant stimulants all day long to try and keep myself, you know, functioning. So I decided to go a little heavy with the ORMUS on my face. And oh my gosh, it's like incredible. It's not like a stimulant like any other, it's not like a drug, it's not like a plant stimulant, it's totally different. It's just extremely like elevating. It's just enlightening, for lack of a better term. It just is a really good feeling. Some people have referred to ORMUS as the spiritual supplement, okay? By nature, I'm already a very, very spiritual person, always have been, always will be. So I don't necessarily feel that I need a spiritual supplement, but I will tell you that before I give an astrology reading, I always put a little bit of ORMUS on my face. It's kind of like, to me, and I know this is going to be a little woo-woo to some people, but to me, it's, okay, I put ORMUS on my face, and then I go put my face in the sun for, 10 minutes or something like that. Because the sun actually helps to activate it and helps it, obviously your pores are going to open up and it helps to get into your system. But it helps me stay focused, and it also, to me, okay, what I feel is a stronger connection between myself and the heavenly bodies, the sun, the moon, the luminaries. And that's what I feel with the ORMUS, okay? So I just really wanted to make this video for the world to know, because it's just not talked about enough. It's really not talked about enough. I give astrology readings in an herb shop. It's, an herb, we focus on herbs and plant medicine there, but there's also, they call it the one-stop hippie shop. It's just, there's all kinds of goodies in there. And one beautiful, wonderful couple started selling their ORMUS there, but theirs is a salt base. It's made with salt. And that is great for plants. ORMUS made with salt is excellent for plants. As you can see, I love plants. You can't see them in my room, but I've got plants everywhere in my room. And I'm also a farmer. So, yes, ORMUS is just a beautiful, magical, wonderful potion that I really feel like more people need to just learn about, or at least, just maybe experiment with. And if you are going to try ORMUS, personally, okay, I use David Wolf's ORMUS Gold. Okay, let's see if you can see, okay, there you go. David Wolf's ORMUS Gold. This is the stuff I've been using literally. I maybe have skipped 7 days of it in the past 2 years, because that's how much I love it. I've got so many bottles of this stuff hanging around. Empty bottles. Because not only that, but this ORMUS comes in something called Myron glass. Okay, this glass, it's like this super dark blue glass that protects it from UV lights. ORMUS is very, very sensitive to, bad electricities, all the radiation coming off the Wi-Fi stuff, all that stuff. So I actually keep it wrapped up. I took it out, took this bottle out for you guys to be able to see the label, but I normally keep it wrapped up in tinfoil to help protect it. And then, just laughing, the whole tinfoil hat thing. It really does protect it, okay? And then I also put it in a silver cup just for that extra protection, because it is very sensitive, and bad electricity and radiation will destroy the you know, the beneficial properties of the ORMUS. So if you are going to try ORMUS, I personally highly recommend David Wolf's ORMUS. I have used other ORMUS golds. I've tried Enter Gold, and then I also tried an ORMUS copper, but I don't remember the name of the company, and not only that, but I can't find it anymore online, so I don't know what happened to them. I've had, you know, pretty good experiences with them, but this is the one that I'm honestly just truly in love with. Okay, there's mention of something that, you know, very well could be ORMUS in the Bible. This is weird. This is kind of like something that's being reintroduced to our civilization, and I kind of want to be a part of that. So anyway, that's why I'm making this video for you guys today to talk about ORMUS. Okay, so anyways, thanks for chiming in, guys. All right, see you soon.